the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. What a rock star on this life, I'm living up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. What a rock star on this life, I'm living up on the attack, baby I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad. Do it no cap, only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed, baby I'm bad, baby I'm bad.
But then was that I think the first job was to have the brakes done on the Land Rover.
You know how everybody has childhood memories? Well, this childhood memory is ingrained in my head. I can remember, must have been 10 years old back in 1979 in the car with my mother, and I heard this tremendous noise coming up the road, and then I saw one of these bounding towards us. It had a hydraulic breaker on the back, and I was just looking in awe as it went past me. Literally as it went past, I just followed it. And it's been stuck in my memory ever since. With the advent of the internet, I went on the internet, managed to find out what the machine was. It was a Ruston Dynaho. One of my plant friends, Fred Evans, said, "Oh, I know for one of those." He said, "I know the guy that owns it. He's in my choir." He said, "I'll try and contact him and we'll go up and see it." Well, months went by. Every time I saw Fred, no, I haven't been able to get hold of him. I haven't been able to get hold of him. Sadly, Fred fell into ill health and he passed away. And I thought the lead had gone cold. But then I spoke to a gentleman called Mr. Graham Hillman. And he said, "Oh, I know what that machine is. I know the owner." He said, "I'll contact him and see if we can go up." So a couple of weeks later, he rang me and said, "Yep, I've got hold of him. We can go up." So on a wet, wild, typical Welsh day, we went to the top of a Merthyr mountain and went into a shed, and this is where we saw this beast. A Ruston Dynaho 190-4 four-wheel drive, imported under the Ruston Bucyrus banner when Ruston Bucyrus were trying to break into the hydraulic excavator market. Amongst stiff competition, the likes of JCB, Whitlock, Steel Fab, all of those, they tried to break into the market. And they did it with this Behemoth. It's £22,750 in US, which equates to about 10.3 tons UK. It's a beast of a machine. It's fitted with a Detroit diesel 453, 4 cylinders, 53-inch cubic capacity, and boy, does it make a roar. We'll take you around the machine now and show you what it consists of. So, did it come up for sale too early? Yes. Could we leave it there? No. So we did the honourable thing and bought it. Another one to add to the pile, but we've saved it from the scrap man. We've saved a bit of UK history with the excavator construction industry. If you've never seen one before, it's a beast of a machine. It's certainly a rare machine in the UK, and even more so that it's fitted with a Detroit. It's like I said before, it's got the Detroit 453 in it. When Ruston actually started importing them in a couple of numbers, they were fitted with a Ford 2715E engine, which was a 6-cylinder industrial. But this one is fitted with the Detroit, as it would have been shipped from Bucyrus Erie in the Illinois factory, and then they've just badged it. I think even here you can see where they've just stuck a Ruston Bucyrus badge over the Bucyrus Erie. And this one has got a bit of Welsh history because it was new to BJ Contractors of Caerphilly, and you can see we've got a stock picture of the actual machine at work, and this still shows the sign writing, and not many of them were filled with a 4-in-1 Rubery Owen bucket.
Well, this is actually the first time we've seen this machine properly in a good light. Oh God, everywhere you look, there's something wrong with it. I mean, let's start at the back, on the back actor. I mean, I'm all for leaving room for a bit of grease, but come on. That's probably what, ½ inch? 3/4 of an inch?
I think
That's completely shot. There's no doubt we're gonna have to cut this eye off the back end here. It's gonna need a new eye on the back there, on the main, main boom cylinder. The other end doesn't look very good either, mind. Neither does that one up there. God. Down here, same story. It is completely worn out. But nothing is beyond repair. Everything can be fixed. It's just a case of how much does it cost. The rear stabilizer leg over there is leaking. That just looks like the seals are leaking in the head gland on that, mind. That doesn't look too much of an issue. The engine, mine, and the transmission, completely different story. It is leaking like an absolute sieve. This thing has just got a continual oil change going on right now. So I think that's going to be one of our first priorities to sort out. You're always a little bit wary running machines around when they're leaking oil this bad. You don't know what additional damage you're going to be doing to the engine or transmission. So one of our first priorities on this is going to be get them oil leaks sorted. And the brakes. It currently has no brakes, like none whatsoever. In fact, if you come around here, I'm not sure if it's this side. Oh no, they're over there. Oh, we'll jump to the other side. If you have, just have a look down in the end of the axle, there's our brake lines.
Oh. Free fitting.
Oh God, so that.
Oh, a bit of the pipe just fell out then.
So the oil leaks and the brakes definitely going to be the first things we need to look at. Interesting with this machine, mind. It's fitted with air over hydraulic brakes. And as you probably well expect, none of it's hooked up, not even the compressor. So we have to reinstate that system. Here's the compressor there bolted onto the side of the Detroit. There's actually very much like a lorry system, really. It's just a compressor driven off a belt there from the engine, and is like a air chamber, air tank underneath the centre of the chassis there. And I believe it works like a servo. So I believe there's a servo system behind the master cylinder, and it's just air assisted. So like whereas the truck is a full air system, this is just air over hydraulic. So we're having the air assistance there for the increased braking capacity. The grill, that's not standard. The actual standard front end of this looks like peeking through is behind that bit of mesh plate they've put on the front there. So we look to pull this off, and we'll reinstate that back to how it would have come out the factory.
There's something else I wanted to point out. Go onto the internet and have a look at a Detroit diesel when it runs away. Because they're on air, it just feeds itself and it literally self-destructs. So on a Detroit,
The two strokes anyway, yeah.
The two strokes, there's an emergency shut off. That if the engine runs away, you pull a cable, that activates a trip switch on the blower, and a flap shuts, starving the engine of air and cuts it out. If you can't do that, then
Jump out and run,
run.
because it's going to explode.
Yeah.
I would hate to be on the end of one of these running away, mate, because it's scary enough just running under normal conditions. So when that's running full chat, yeah, I don't think I'd want to be anywhere near that, to be honest.
You've seen in one of our previous videos, if you've had a look, at a little Kubota engine running away.
Yeah.
You imagine a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, scary stuff. But, say, there's a lot of work to do on this one. Nothing that's beyond repair. It's going to take a bit of time and a fair bit of money, to be fair. But as Dad just said, did it come up at the wrong time? Probably. We got enough on our plate at the minute. There's enough projects going on, but sometimes when these machines come up, given their rarity, you've got to snap them up, even if they're parked up for a few years or months. You've got to take the opportunity when it arises. And one thing I've just noticed, I don't know why the tyres are on backwards. I just noticed that. Certainly on this side, the tread's the wrong way around.
I'm hoping that we can get
And this side.
where we can take it to a show.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, for me, given the rarity of the machine, I think this thing deserves to have a lot of love and work put into it to bring it back up to a, I wouldn't say concours standard, but very reasonable. I mean, we'll reinstate all the back end there. We'll tighten up all them clearances. That's not a problem. Same on the front. No doubt. There's a lot of play in the front there.
Reinstate the 4-in-1 back.
Reinstate the 4-in-1, yeah, that's been disconnected. I'm not sure why. You can guarantee that the inside of these cylinders is probably shot because the ports have been left open. But
I think the owner said that there was a bigger bucket on it because he was in
Right.
coal level and he was loading coal, so he wanted volume, not weight.
okay. Well, I guess we'll fire it up now. We'll give it a little run. I mean, we've checked the oil, checked the coolant. There's plenty of oil in there. Coolant's good.
Replace the worn.
So yeah, we did have one little hiccup. We did have to replace one pipe because it was physically, we couldn't drive it without it. The return line here back to the tank, or what I believe is the return line back to the tank. It's been repaired before, and they haven't used fuel grade holes, so it's just perished straight through. And we had a pretty big leak here, so we had to do that. But yeah, I guess we'll fire it up now and just
Jump in and fire him up.
you guys can hear it once more. Hear that sweet sound of that 2-stroke Detroit. I don't know. Maybe we'll push some stone. Let's see. Your defenders at the ready. slow on the hydraulics and shit. But that's to be expected. It needs full service.
They were never the fastest things.
For that crowd open. Just lost our throttle. There's another thing on the list.
She's a bit interesting to drive, that's for sure.
Take a bit of getting used to. Sounds sweet though. Right, I think we'll leave it at that. Given what we just said with the oil leaks, we won't push it too far. Seen it running. Yeah, it may be a little while before we dive into this one in any great detail, but we just wanted to give you guys an overview of the latest purchase and again what you're going to expect coming up on the channel. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.